Hello, welcome to the video on 3 foundational sounds in which we'll review 3 of the most important sounds in French. Let's start. In French there are 3 very important sounds which we must get right as soon as possible. These sounds contain information which will be crucial later on as we learn to use different tenses, but also the plural. These sounds are, number 1, the E of le and je, number 2 the e of les and j'aime, number 3 the e of l'été and dîner, e. I'll repeat these once more, e. Why are these sounds important? Their importance is easily shown with the plural, which is largely based on the sound e, as in bread. Between le menu and les menus, there's only one sound. A breakdown in communication would happen if we didn't say les correctly. How would you pronounce the following? Number 1, le café, les cafés. Number 2, le sel, les sels. Le café, les cafés, le sel, les sels. We've just seen that the plural in French is often based on the sound that we heard in les. This is also true for other plural words. Example number 1, that dog, ce chien. Those dogs, ces chiens. Ce chien, ces chiens. Ce chien, ces chiens. We clearly see the necessity of distinguishing between ce, ces, to avoid misunderstandings. There are other cases in which the sound e shows its importance, such as negative sentences and reflexive verbs. Example number 1, je ne sais pas, I don't know. Number 2, je me regarde, I'm looking at myself. Number 3, je te donne, I'm giving to you. Je ne sais pas, je me regarde, je te donne. Je ne sais pas, je me regarde, je te donne. All 3 cases are based on the same sound. An important rule of French is that any word of 2 or 3 letters containing e will sound the same. They will make the same sound as in le. The list is je, ne, me, te, ce, le. These all make the same sound e. The only one with 3 letters is que, that which. A few examples. 1. Je ne te dis pas. 2. Je crois que. Je ne te dis pas. Je crois que. It does also happen that the letters EU make this sound, such as the words ending in heure. Number 1, le docteur. Number 2, 9 heures. Le docteur, 9 heures. Let's recap what we've seen so far. We saw that the difference in sounds between e, plays a very big role in certain situations. 1 for the plural, le café, les cafés. 2 for pronouns, je te donne. 3 for the negative, je ne sais pas. 4 for reflexives, il se regarde. 5 for possessives, ses livres. We also saw the word que and endings in heure, such as le docteur, la couleur, la sœur, la fleur. The challenge coming from English will be to tighten those sounds and not pronounce them too widely. English makes much wider sounds than French. It's more open in the mouth and the palate. For French, we have to close the sounds. For the sound e, tighten those lips. For the sound e, tighten the lips and don't drag on. Examples. Le bidet should not sound as les bidets. There is no A. Le bidet. E-I-E. Le bidet. Number 2. Le poney should not sound as les poneys. There is no A. E-O-E. Le poney. And number 3. Le thé should not sound as l'été. There is no A. E-E. Le thé. I'll repeat these 3 words. Le bidet, le poney, le thé. Le bidet, le poney, le thé. Every French sound will be tighter and much less wide than in English. Example number 4, le gel and the gel both contain the same sound, but the French version is said with tighter lips. Gel, gel. Gel is more open. French tenses are also based on sounds, and especially the difference between I and E. Firstly, we have the so-called infinitives, which are the names of the actions. Aller means to go, jouer, to play, marcher, to walk. All these verbs ending in er, I, will make a sound identical to the letter I. The closest sound we have in English can be heard in words such as give, live, sit, mist. We can hear that I lift is not the same as I left. We can hear that the sun sits is different from the sun sets. This difference is the same in French. Examples. We mentioned above that the names of actions, such as aller, which is the action of going, are based on a sound similar to give, live, sit. However, several past tenses are based on the sound of left, set. Example 1. Je veux aller, I want to go. Number 2. J'allais, I was going. In no case should sentence 1 sound like je veux aller. There are also some verbs in the present that are based on live, give. Examples 3, 4, 5. Je vais, je sais, j'ai. Je vais, je sais, j'ai. We'll finish this presentation with a few remarks for the more advanced students who are already familiar with the past tenses. The purpose of this PDF is to draw your attention towards the fact that there truly are 3 foundational sounds in French, which we must get right from the start. These will have a very strong impact on our communication skills at a later stage, and should be seen as priorities. For the more advanced learners, here's a recap of these 3 sounds and their function in different types of French sentences. Number 1, je parlais, I was speaking, is based on the sound E. Middle column, je parle, I am speaking, is based on the sound E. And j'ai parlé, I have spoken, is based on the sound I. Je parlais, je parle, j'ai parlé. Number 2, je parlerai, I would speak, is based on the sound E. Middle column, je ne parle pas, I am not speaking, is based on E. And je parlerai, I will speak, is the future tense and is based on I. And particularly interesting is to contrast je parlerai, I would speak, with je parlerai, I will speak. Number 3, j'aurais parlé, I would have spoken, is based on E. Middle column, je te parle, I speak to you, is based on E. And j'aurais parlé, I will have spoken, is based on I. . Number 4, j'avais parlé, I had spoken, is based on est. And similarly, j'avais parlé is based on et. I had spoken. Number 5, elle s'est blessée, she's hurt herself, is based on est. Middle column, elle se blesse, she hurts herself, is based on e. And je vais, I am going, is based on et. Number 6, les blessés, the wounded, plural, is based on est. Middle column, le blessé, one wounded person, is based on e. And j'allais parler, I was going to speak, is based on et. As we can see, quite a few tenses are based on the proper distinction between those three foundational sounds. To add to this, we also have negative sentences, pronouns, reflexive verbs, and demonstrative articles. Ne, me, te, ce, c'est. Not to forget words such as c'est, it is, and que, that, which are used all the time. For example, c'est le pain que je prends généralement. It's the bread I usually take. The sooner you hear the difference between the three, the better.